I gotta say, the new look Caitlyn Clark, it's not gonna be good for opponents. It's really not. Like, look at how much bigger she's gotten. Like, yeah, Stephanie White saying Caitlyn Clark's gotten stronger. Yeah, Caitlyn Clark has gotten stronger. Again, it's one of those things where you've got Caitlyn Clark, a player who, as great as she was not physically strong last season. We can admit that. Like, she was not the most physically strong player in the world. And she still had one of the better rookie seasons ever. She had one of the better rookie seasons of all time, if not the best. Really, her rookie season, Maya Moore's rookie season, Candace Parker and Tamika Catchings. There are 4 rookie seasons that are in the conversation for the best. There is quite a big gap between the rest of them. And then there's a lot of other really good rookie seasons, like Sue Bird's was exceptional. Breanna Stewart's was brilliant. Ages, fine. And I still could not believe when ESPN ranked the rookie seasons and they had Sue Bird, who made the all WNBA first team. They ranked her below Angel Reese. And ranking Asia over Stewie as well is madness. Is absolute madness for their rookie years. But either way, yeah. Like, everyone talking about how much stronger Caitlyn Clark's gotten. Like, it is just factually a thing. And look at the size difference in 1 year. So you're now looking at a player that is just a tank. You're looking at a player who's big, who's strong, who's who's going to be able to continue to do everything she's doing. Like, she's not too big, which is obviously a big thing. If she was too big, then you'd be a little bit worried, but she's not too big. She is obviously going to be a lot stronger, but now you're looking at a situation where she's going to be one of the not stronger guards in WNBA, but she's going to be strong enough on the defensive end that's going to help her. Because if you guys didn't notice last year, the reason why it was so hard to hide Caitlyn Clark on defense is that she's not very good at guarding point guards, and you can't really put her guarding small forwards, just purely because, just purely guarding small forwards purely because they're just physically bigger than she is. And she was getting posted up a lot. They were attacking her on the inside. They were getting her on switches. We're now at the stage where, yeah, she's got the height of some power forward. She doesn't have the strength to play the power forward, but she's got the size to play small forward. Like, with having the size to play small forward on the defensive end, it allows her even more defensive versatility because she's not a bad on-ball defender. She's a fine help defender, and you're still gonna have to try hide Caitlyn Clark on defense. Like, that's the smartest thing you do. If you have a transcendent offensive player, it doesn't matter how good they are on defense, you hide them on defense. Like the Bulls did it with Michael Jordan. You're acting like Michael Jordan was guarding your team's best player. Maybe down the stretch. Down the stretches of games, sometimes they were guards. Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, a lot of the time in games where they really need to score, they'd be hidden, even though they were really good defenders. So, yeah, it's going to be a really interesting thing anyway with Caitlyn Clark, because the size difference is going to add so much to her game. Because we all know early on in the season, and by the way, I didn't think she got bullied at all towards the end of the season. Like, on the defensive end, there were a lot of miscommunications, and Stephanie White's Connecticut team cut more than anyone else. The off-ball was what was killer for Caitlyn Clark. And that's something she still might struggle with. Like, she's one of the worst. Her awareness off the ball is terrible. Her awareness off the ball is absolutely shocking. So that's something that's going to have to improve. And it didn't look quite as bad in Iowa. So maybe it's a thing where it's like when a team has a defensive system, she's able to go and do that. She's able to play a role. She's able to kind of do what she does off the ball. And her instincts are good for the ball. She's a good nose for the ball, but her instincts on positioning are horrific. So without any system, because Stephanie White was literally on the offense and defensive end, Stephanie White, they had no philosophy. They had no philosophy other than we need to score more than 90 points and we need to concede less than 84 points. Like that's literally the philosophy of Christie's sides. Score more points than the other team. But yeah, so it's going to be a big one. Like, a lot of people are talking about this, like, oh, she's going to go into the post a bit more, and I don't really see it. I don't really see it. Like I don't see Caitlyn Clark being her offensive game changing that much coming into next year. I think the strength is going to really more help her on the defensive end. And the offensive end, like early on in the year when she got mauled those first 4 or 5 games, I don't think that was a strength issue. I think that was just almost just a shock issue. Playing at a level that she hadn't played before. And once she was able to, ironically, when they say to players, they talk about players, they're like, oh, young players, once they're able to slow down the game, they're going to be effective. And ironically, with Caitlyn Clark, it was once Caitlyn Clark was able to make the game speed up. It's like, there's got good players when they're young are able to come in and slow the game down, not make crazy decisions and play controlled. And the great players are able to come in and make everyone else are so good that they make everyone else around them play at their pace. They don't have to slow the game down. They don't have to make the game slow. They make the game speed up for everyone else and make them feel awkward. That's when that's the difference between a real good player, a real good young player, and a transcendent player. A real good young player figures out the game quickly, figures out the pace of the game, makes very few young mistakes, and is like, again, plays like a seasoned vet. A transcendent player, maybe they don't make too many vet moves. They don't play like a vet, but they're so damn good that they make the vets play like young players. And that's what Caitlyn Clark was able to do last year. And now you've got the strength. So one of the things that people were saying about Caitlyn is that, okay, yeah, we can kind of rough her up. She doesn't have, as Gino Auriemma said, she doesn't have the right body type for the WNBA. And I'm just putting this out there right now. Like, he also said, Paige is too skinny for the WNBA as well. Paige Beckers is older than Caitlyn Clark. And Paige Beckers is as skinny as she was. Like, this is Paige Beckers. You want to know when this picture was from? I have no idea, because Paige Beckers has not gotten bigger since her freshman year. Freshman Paige was equally as skinny as Paige is right now. And that's the thing with Paige. Like, you can look at Paige Beckers and you can tell that it's like, you don't even know what year. I think this is her freshman year. I have no idea. You can look at pictures of Paige Beckers, and unless you know the jerseys, you do not know what year it was from. And to an extent, freshman or sophomore to senior seasons, you could argue that at Iowa with Caitlyn Clark. You sure as hell can tell that this version of Caitlyn Clark and this version of Caitlyn Clark are two very, very different people. So yeah, it's good to see her in the weight room. And that's the thing when it comes to these rookies, is their competitiveness is crazy. And again, it's not just your Caitlyn Clarks. Like, I have to say, look, the competitiveness of the two best rookies last year, the likelihood is that, well, not likelihood, they could be the best two. And the difference is, like, obviously when it comes to Angel, she needs to work on the skills, but her competitiveness is there. Like, when it comes to the two of those rookies, like, I think they're going to be so good purely just because they're both psychopath competitors on the court. But yeah, that is pretty much it. That's the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.